So today we are officially into the countdown for the FM26 beta, and that means I'm going to be giving you some save ideas for the lower leagues, the Sky Bet Championship, League 1, League 2 and the Vanarama National League. So Football Manager 26 is getting closer and closer day by day. Maybe it could even be tonight. And I'm sure you guys out there rubbing your hands in anticipation for this. We cannot wait to get our hands on this game. But that's where these videos are really going to come in absolutely clutch for everybody out there that loves Football Manager. I have a team, like I said, from the Sky Bet Championship, League 1, League 2, the Vanarama National. There's some interesting saves in here, and I'm sure some of these are going to tickle your Football Manager taste buds. Let's get into the first team now. We're going to start from the Vanarama and work our way up the footballing pyramid. Starting off in the Vanarama National League, we are with Morecambe, and they are having a torrid time, currently sat bottom of the National League. It's not all doom and gloom though for Morecambe. Yes, they're sat bottom of the Vanarama National League in real life, but they've got a really good set of players which we'll look at shortly. But first of all, on the club info, the list of honours, we're not even going to talk about that. It is very brief indeed. And their league history, they've pretty much bounced around Sky Bet League 2 for a very long time. They eventually got promoted back in the 2021 season, finishing 4th and winning the playoffs by the look of it there in League 2. They had one season in League 1, they finished 19th. Then they got relegated back to Sky Bet League 2, and then another relegation put them into the Vanarama National League. The club facilities here at Morecambe are not too bad either. 2 stars for training facilities and youth facilities, which, like I said, not really too bad for the Vanarama National League, and the youth recruitment is pretty much what you expect at this level. Not particularly very good. Now on the finances, they've got a decent bank balance of £203,000 in the black. So once again, not too bad for a lower league team, and a decent estimated value of 8.25 million, with overall the finances looking secure for the future. With some of the players they've actually got into this football club here at Morecambe, they should be doing a lot better than what they're doing in real life. It's still very early in the season, so they've got plenty of time to turn it round. But I don't see the season preview really much changing on FM26. They're expecting Morecambe to finish in the top 2 positions, and they may be even good enough to go on and win the league and get straight back into the Football League, the first time of asking. But is it going to be as easy and as straightforward as that? Probably not. You know, lower league football is very difficult. I have updated all the teams we are going to be looking at regarding the players they have at their disposal, but there is a few household names on there, especially for some of you hardened Football Manager fanatics out there. They've got Elijah Dixon-Bonner, a solid player, probably a little bit too good for this level, formerly of Liverpool, but he is on loan from QPR. They've got him. They've got the loan deal from Arsenal for Maldini Kakuri, another solid player. Another one probably too good for the Vanarama National League. They've also bought in Tom Tweedy as well. Not a bad player, 19 years of age, can play in the cam, can play out wide right, but it's a solid player for this level. Regarding firepower in this squad, there is 2 very good attackers. They have Joe Nuttall, experienced in the Football League. He's played, well, pretty much everywhere in every single division apart from the Premier League, where he did start at Man City but never really featured, but will definitely be able to do a job for you. The other striker is Daniel Ogwudu, solid centre forward, target forward, so you may be suited to potentially a 4-4-2 setup here. He's big, he's strong, he's going to get you a few goals. Another one from Man City, only young, 19 years of age, learning his trade. But let's not forget the very talented Zimbabwean winger in Admiral Muskway. Now, 4 stars of current ability on FM24 and 4.5 potential ability as well. But is that going to change? I reckon he probably will drop a little bit on his stats wise, but he's still a very good player for this level of football. And I think Muskway could go on to be probably the star player out of the entire division. Also in the midfield, there is still some very good players. The likes of Miguel Aziz, the former Arsenal man, I believe it was, yes. Loan spells at Portsmouth, Ibiza as well. Ibiza, whatever you want to call it. Wigan, and eventually found his way to Morecambe. But another solid centre midfielder. We will recognise the name here in Raheem Conti, formerly of QPR. Another young, solid centre midfielder. But the quality really is abundant throughout the whole team at this level. And even going all the way back to the goalkeeper, Archie Mayer, I think he's at Norwich, yes. Aberdeen, then Norwich. Played a few games for Kings Lynn, a few for Dartford and Notts County. Never really featured heavily for any of those teams. But if this goalkeeper here can sort of keep some of these attributes on FM26, you're probably going to have, once again, the best goalkeeper in the entire league. So this squad, full of youth, full of experience, and absolutely full of quality. Regarding the expectations, we won't really see these altering too much. I fully expect the board are going to want you to get at least the playoffs, so I think that will stay the same. They want us to be competitive in the FA Cup, which means don't get beat 10-0. That is definitely doable for you guys out there who are going to take on this Morecambe challenge. And the Isuzu FA Trophy, they think you can actually get quite far into that, so potentially even a quarter final, but that they may want a little bit more in that on FM26, maybe even a semi-final, or even maybe even potentially a final as well. So yeah, this club, a lot of quality in the ranks. So overall, this team is in a very good position on the field. Of course, real life doesn't speak volumes of what's going on. They've got the quality at the club. I'm sure if you're going to come in, take over here at Morecambe, I really fully expect you to bounce back to the Footballing League the first time I'm asking and get Morecambe straight back into League 2. Now, my choice for the team in Sky Bet League 2 is the MK Dons. They're flying high currently after 12 games played. It's a 21 points on the board and looking for promotion to Sky Bet League 1. It's the same sort of story here regarding bouncing around the Football League. They was relegated to League 2 back in the 2017-2018 season, then got promoted back into League 1 a year later. They were slowly building something and then just massively dropped off and got relegated once again to Sky Bet League 2. Slightly better facilities and reputation for MK Dons compared to Morecambe, which you're going to expect it. It is a bit of a step up here compared to the National League. In the bank balance, things are looking rather good, just over £5 million. Although it's not plain sailing, you do have a loan debt of over £12 million. Regarding rivalries, there's not really too much to talk about. Wimbledon, Wycombe Wanderers and Peterborough, well, they're all going to be better than you. They're in a higher division. So your first point of call is to get this team into Sky Bet League 1, get them competing, and maybe, just maybe, overtake some of your rivals along the way. There's not going to be much in the way of transfer budget for MK Dons, which you would expect, but there is a little bit of room to manoeuvre on the wages, and I dare say that is not going to change as we head into FM26. You can see how highly rated the MK Dons are, and you're going to see, boy, when we get onto the squad shortly, loads and loads of quality once again. So they are expecting you to get promoted straight out of Sky Bet League 2 back into Sky Bet League 1 at the first time of asking, and we're going to reiterate once again, I can't see why that's going to change. There's some okay teams in the league, but I think MK Dons do have the cutting edge regarding quality in this division. When you arrive on day dot here at MK Dons, you can see why they're favourites to go on to potentially win the league. Starting off in the attacking department, you've got the quality of Scott Hogan. Much too good for this level. Yes, he's 31 years of age, but he knows where the back of the net is. And when you're putting him next to people like Mendes Lang, you've got the old West Brom player in Jonathan Lecco, who at one point was touted to be absolutely crazy good. Not really too good on here, and I suspect his stats won't really alter too much, but still a lot of quality for Sky Bet League 2. You've got Aaron Nemani there, can play anywhere down the right-hand side, another player with quality and experience. And you've also got here Harry Maguire's brother, Lawrence, at centre-back. And he's probably better than Harry Maguire in real life. So, yes, you have got one of the Maguire brothers at your disposal. You've also got Marvin Ekpiata, 27 years of age, full of quality, played to a decent level as well. So we have got a quality centre back there from the off. and you've also got a couple of decent goalkeepers in Truman and Craig McGivery, if that's how it's pronounced. I might have absolutely butchered it, but overall on that team there, a lot of quality, a lot of experience from the higher levels of the footballing league. Some of these were championship players, so I have no doubt, you know, with your managerial class out there, you guys and girls, your talents, your nous, you will be able to fire these back, straight back into League One and maybe build something special. Can you dare to dream of getting MK Dons one day into the Premier League and maybe even a little bit of silverware for the fans as well? My choice for Sky Bet League One is an absolute perler, and it is Cardiff City Football Club. Sat in third position in Sky Bet League One, but I can tell you one thing, they are definitely finding some momentum and they're definitely going to be up there come the end of the season. So here at Cardiff City, they are a massive team currently stuck in a division they're probably too good for, in my opinion. But the list of honours really speaks volumes. They've got an FA Cup, a Championship, a Community Shield, one Sky Bet League 2 and plenty, and we say there's plenty of Welsh footballing trophies as well. But over the past few years, it's not been too great for them. They was back in the Premier League back in 2018-19 season, then got relegated, and it's pretty much been a downward spiral from there, and currently find themselves sat in Sky Bet League One after relegation from the Championship back in the 22-23 season. Same old story as well for the rivals, Swansea, Bristol and Leeds United. Bit of a strange one, all playing in better divisions. You're going to have to get Cardiff straight back into the Championship the first time of asking. I don't think it's going to be too difficult with some of the quality here at the football club. On the reputation, still holding at a very, very fair and reasonable 3-star. But the training facilities and the youth facilities are absolute magic for this level of football. So can you start to bring a few very, very talented young players through the youth setup? There's already a few of them come through in this current season, so it's exciting times. The finances are looking okay for the time being, but some of the quality players here, like we keep saying, some of the wages they're on, you need to bounce back the first time of asking, or that could spell trouble. And also the fact that you've got a loan debt of £79 million. Of course, that may well decrease a little bit when FM26 comes out, but overall, the finance is not in a bad position for the short term. But if you're not going to bounce back and progress back into the Championship within at least 1 or 2 seasons, you could start facing some catastrophic moments at Cardiff. You will be entered into 4 trophies, and you're not really going to win 2 of them. The FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, you've pretty much got no chance. It's about getting some money in the bank and going as deep as you possibly can in them competitions. You are going to be playing some Virtu Trophy football. Not really very important. I can't see why the board are going to invest a lot of time into that. Sky Bet League One, they're expected to win promotion. No ifs, no buts. Whether you come first or second, they just want to get straight back into the Championship. On the season preview, there are some big hitters alongside yourself here at Cardiff. You've got Luton, who are favourites to go on to win the league. That's not going to alter from there. But you've also got to keep a close eye on Huddersfield, Bolton, Rotherham. Them sort of teams will push you for that second place finish. But who knows? You could have a very, very, very good season. Go on to just finish first, win the league and get back into the Championship. Regarding the transfer budget, I can't see there being much room to manoeuvre. Cardiff have let go of a fair few players, bought some of these young talents up from their youth teams, and they didn't really have the cash to start spluttering around and splashing the cash. So I think you're going to have to be really reliant on what you've got. And even come the turn of the year, January, the winter transfer window, you're not really going to get much money unless you can sell to potentially buy. Coming away from transfer budgets, looking at that team on there now, I can't see why you're even going to need to really spend any money until the following season, if and when you get back to the Sky Bet Championship. So starting off with some of the attacking talents, you've still got Kellerman on loan from Chelsea. Bags and bags of quality. Should pretty much rip up this league for you. They've got Callum Robinson, another goal scorer. He's, you know, going on towards 30 years of age now, but still definitely can offer you something up front. But even as you get down into the midfield now, quality of Chris Willock. You've got the Colwill brothers, especially Ruben Colwill at this level, 21, Welsh international. He's absolutely quality and will definitely get you a lot of goals and assists. Or maybe, if you wanted some cash, come, you know, coming when you take over at Cardiff. Look at the value on here. I think it's a little bit high, but I reckon you could still get maybe 20, 25 million for him from a team in the Championship or maybe even the Premier League. So a quality player in Colwell. Defence, you've got Callum Chambers of experience. You've got this very, very good and probably one of Cardiff's better players in Perry and G. Quality fullback. Can play anywhere across the back line. You've got Osho, formerly of Luton. The young talent of Will Fish, who was a Man United. Yes, I'm going to say Bolton. I don't know where I got Bolton from. Manchester United, but 20 years of age, Sky Bet League One. You've definitely got a very, very solid defence. And just behind the defenders, you've got the experience of Jack Anick, formerly of Rangers, Port Vale, Newcastle, St Mirren. He's been around. He's been there, got the T-shirt. But you overall, this squad will it should absolutely piss this league. So if Cardiff is the team for you, I don't think you're going to have any problem at all getting this team, this great club, back into the Championship. And maybe if you keep dreaming, do the right moves on and off the field, you can maybe one day get them back into the Premier League. Moving on up to the Sky Bet Championship, and this is going to pain me to say, Birmingham City, definitely a club on the rise. Currently sat in 16th position in the Sky Bet Championship. They started off very, very bright indeed, but looking a little bit shaky as of late. So Birmingham City, very much a club on the rise, and it's painful for me to say it being an Aston Villa fan, but they're looking good. They have a fantastic team running and owning the football club. They've got some very good players at their disposal, which we'll look at shortly. But Birmingham City as a whole have been really knocking around the Championship for a while before they found themselves getting relegated, which really was a good thing for them. They managed to reset and then get their way back into the Championship with a much better team and a much better outlook for the future. So make no mistake, the future is bright. But Birmingham City have got a small list of honours to their name. 3 Sky Bet Championships, 2 Carabao Cups and 2 Sky Bet League Ones, and a couple of Virtu trophies as well. On the rivalries, of course, Aston Villa. I'm surprised not to see West Brom or Coventry and a couple of other teams on there, but it is what it is. Can you come into Birmingham City? Can you overtake Aston Villa and put them into your shadow? The reputation currently sat at 3 stars. You're going to look to improve that if you are going to want to bring some much better quality players into the football club as you slowly, or maybe not slowly, sharply and quickly rise back up to the Premier League. They've got some solid training facilities, solid youth facilities and roof recruitment. So the club on and off the field are in a very, very good place indeed. I don't think money's really going to be a problem because you're owned by multi-millionaires. And regarding the debts, there's not really too much of it at all. And I dare say that it's probably going to be wiped off by the time FM26 drops. In both domestic cups, the board are going to expect you to be competitive. They're not really going to ask for too much more, but the deeper you go into the competitions with Blues, absolute bonus for the board, bonus for the fans, and it's a few more feathers in your cap if you are manager here. On the season preview, I think this will change a fair amount come the release of FM26. Now, on FM24, they're predicted to finish in 5th place, which will be a playoff spot in the Championship. It's not always this league, it's probably one of the most difficult leagues to actually get out of in the entire world. So I think we can expect that to drop. I think the Birmingham City board will expect a top half finish, especially with the investment. But if you can beat that and maybe get into the playoffs, absolutely fair play. But it's not going to be a very, very easy thing to do to get out of this league, especially with the quality teams in there. Leicester, Ipswich, Southampton, Sheffield United, even the teams just below on the rankings there, Middlesbrough, Norwich, West Brom. There's quality all over this league, so be under no illusions, guys and girls. It's going to be a very, very difficult ask to get Birmingham City back into the Premier League. With Birmingham City, they have spent a lot of money and they bought a lot of quality in over the summer. So I wouldn't really expect too much to spend at the start of the save. But come the winter transfer window, if you're doing well, you're exceeding expectations, the board will back you here and you will get a few quid to throw around. So when you arrive at Birmingham City, from the get-go, your squad is pretty much stacked from back to front. There are a couple of areas that may try and change in the summer transfer window if there's any money available, but definitely in the winter transfer window, and it's the goalkeeper area. Ryan Alsop, not particularly great. Is he good for this level? Not really. And the other alternative is James Beadle on loan from Brighton. Now, he's a quality goalkeeper. He's got a very bright future. Is he ready right now for this sort of level of football? I don't think so. We'll have to have a look at his stats in FM26. He may get a slight buff, which, you know, it may happen. But current ability, 2.5 star, is a good League One goalkeeper. But the potential to be a real star in goal in the Premier League. So a very good one for the future. But like I said, that is a bit of an area, of course, for concern. But defensively here at Birmingham, they're stacked all across the back. They've got some good left backs in Buchanan and Cochrane. Down the right hand side, they've got the options of Ethan Laird. They've got Alphonse Samsted. And you've even got Bright to say Samuel, who can pretty much play anywhere down the left and right side. Centre backs stacked again. Phil Newman coming in from Hanover. Big, massive German monster. 6'4", solid player to have. You've got the experience of Jack Robinson from Sheffield United. You've got Clara, who done very well in League One and carried on, you know, very well this season early on. In the midfield, Tommy Doyle, Iwata, Leonard. They've got some real quality. And I think if you can get a tune out of someone like Tommy Doyle, he could be one of the best deep line playmakers in the Championship. I'm not saying the best, but one of. He really has got a lot of quality to offer and could be a very good addition if you can get a tune out of him. He's good for 10, 15 assists across the course of the season. In the wide areas for Birmingham City, there's more quality. You've got the likes of Damari Gray coming back. Bags of pace. He will be a menace to most defensive when he's running at them. Patrick Roberts of Sunderland, Keshi Anderson, and even, you know, going into the striker department, Lyndon Dykes, Scottish international, still has a hell of a lot to offer. Clinical goal scorer. We've got Stansfield, Dutch as well, who's quality, but Stansfield, a very good player and has the potential to go on to maybe in the future be England's #1 forward. That may be me getting a little bit of ahead of myself there, but I watched him for the under-21s for England. He really does put a shift in. Very solid player. And let's not forget, he's not having a great time in real life at the moment, but he will score goals on Football Manager. It's Kyogo, formerly of Celtic. He did pop off to, I think he went to Red. Did he get to Red? I'm sure he did. But now Birmingham City swooping on the Japanese international. Kyogo will find some form. He will find the back of the net in real life. And once again, on FM26, this guy could be an absolute machine for you if you are going to take over here at Birmingham City. So overall, an absolutely stacked squad, apart from a couple of little areas, maybe in goal and maybe even another centre midfielder going forward. But overall, the squad's in a very good position, and I think you can go probably better than a top half finish, and you could even dare to dream of a little bit of a playoff push come the end of the season. So 4 fantastic saves for you there, some a little bit harder than others. Of course, the Morecambe save is going to be a long-term save, trying to get them up to the top level of English football, or you might want some a little bit more short term, getting Birmingham City back into the Premier League and maybe fighting and competing on a European front. And with the Birmingham City team, don't you dare overtake my beloved Aston Villa. If all you guys and girls have enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and it's almost time. FM26 is almost upon us.